So I've just bought this 2009 Honda Civic Type R FN2. Very first drive. I'm about 20 minutes into my first drive. And she's driving lovely. Shifts well, but I'm still getting used to the 6-speed. I'm struggling to find 6. There we go. Yeah, every gear's smooth. Idle's super quiet. A little shaky on the road, you know, over 80. I think it needs a rebalance, probably some new tyres. Brakes are a little shaky, so they need doing, but I'll get all that sorted in the next week or two. But paint's a little faded. That's fine. I'm going to be putting a lot of carbon parts on it over time and just give her a buff, treat her well. The engine looks pretty immaculate, 80,000 on the clock. Can't get much better than that for a, 14-year-old sporty little 4. So I think she'll serve me well. One thing I'm having a slight issue with is maintaining a sensible speed, and that's not for me being a dick. I'm not trying to put my foot down, but gosh, she just kind of picks up without me realizing. So I'm in a 110 zone, keep jumping up to 125 without even knowing I'm doing it. I'm used to the cruise control in my big tank that I drive, my 7-seater tank that guzzles fuel all day long. But yeah, I'm loving it. She's got a sunroof. They don't generally come with a sunroof. I'm not sure if they got that from factory as an option. I've never seen another one of these with the sunroof, so that's cool. And otherwise, all stock. So lovely, very happy. Yeah, so I was trying to find some space, drop back a couple of gears, and we can see if we can hear that VTEC kicking with all stock exhaust. This car literally has 0 mods. So I don't even know the sort of volume that VTEC kicks at. I'm doing 105. Don't know if it's sensible to drop back. There's something super sporty behind me. He's probably going to think I'm trying to entice him. There we go. Oof. I've got to get used to that. Picks up a bit too quick. Is there such a thing as picking up too quick? Yeah, so far I'm very happy with this purchase. I paid a very sensible price as far as the Australian market is going with second-hand cars at the moment. It's just stupid. A year and a half or 2 years ago, I sold my 89 CRX with the SIR conversion for $6K, and within 8 months, that was a $30,000 car, second-hand. So the market got a bit stupid. I think it's settling down a little bit now. But this was listed for $20K, and I got it for about 5 less than that. So can't complain with that. They were reluctant and a little bit upset, but they agreed because they needed the lawn space, and they own 6 vehicles. Mate, you bowl, and yeah, cheering. Time to try and control myself and not spend every dollar I earn making this thing even cooler. Sorry, wife. Love you. I just thought I'd chuck in, at the lower revs I can feel, you know, you feel when the VTEC kicks in, but it's on the standard cams, it's on standard everything, so it's not slamming you in your seat or anything. I believe I can get the cams, or at least the exhaust cam, out of a DC5R engine to give it a little bit more lump. Otherwise I'm just going to go headers, exhaust, cold air intake, ECU, and then get her a tune. ECU upgrade like a Honda, something like that. Get her a tune all over the next 12 to 18 months, and just keep buying my wife flowers and stuff every 2 to 4 weeks to appease the treasurer. Oh, the interior is super cool in this thing. Really love the red on black, offset red on black. It's not an original color combo by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just a lovely color combo for cars. And I think out of all the older series Type Rs, this is definitely the most attractive interior. It's probably got cruise control. Hey, what do you know? It's got cruise control. I'll try and figure that out. Hey, cruise control is engaged. That's how you behave. Let the car drive itself, Elon Musk. Can hear a little bit of wind from my sunroof. So the buttons used to be automated. You'd push one, it'd open. You'd push another one, it'd close. Now the button that opens it closes it as well, but you've got to let go at the right time and find the sweet spot, and that closes it. So I probably haven't really closed it 100%. It's probably 99% shut. I'll get that sorted too. Probably if I slide this bit, There we go. That's a little bit quieter. Probably should have done that before I started recording. But I'm on the topic of quiet. This is the quietest Honda I've had. I've had 6 Hondas previously. 3 89 CRXs, DA9 Integra, the 1990 model, EK1 Civic with cold air intake and big exhaust and headers, so it was noisy as. DC4 rebuild, that was noisy as, very rigid. But yeah, this thing's super quiet. I guess not for much longer. I'm getting the system in a week. You know, a bit of doof, and then we'll probably go to the cold air intake. I'll be able to hear the VTEC a little bit better with the cold air intake, and then, you know, save up and get the headers and the exhaust. And then she won't be quiet at all unless I fork out for a Variax, but I don't know. See how we go. See what the treasurer allows. Everything's dependent on the treasurer. She's the responsible one. I would blow every dollar on things to have fun with all day long. Hence why I just give her the savings. Thank you, treasurer. I think that's enough out of me. Overall, sick ride. Happy boy. VTEC son, JDM. K20 life. Bouncing off that rev limiter. What else is there? Window tint at the back needs replacing. It's pretty blurry. So I'm gonna go that 5% totally legal tint. You already know this. All my car tints are totally legal. Totally compliant. Bong! 9k off the limiter. 8,000 RPM redline on this thing. I'll try not to hit it. I test drove another one of these and it was an absolute animal, but it had some issue that scared me a bit. So I didn't go with it. But I said to the bloke, he put an LSD box in it, totally rebuilt. And when he told me that, all chuffed. And I said, was there a reason behind that? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you've been banging it off the limiter on every shift, bro? And he's like, nah, man, never redlined it. The rev range is too long. And before I got in the car, because I've had B series and D series, I thought, bullshit, the rev range is too long. But in this K series engine, the rev range is too long. No doubt one day I'll find out what it feels like to hit that limit, but that day is not today. That's a dick move on day one. I've got to make sure everything's healthy before I start giving it something like that. But yeah, super long rev range. Goes up to 9k, red lines at 8k. I don't think any other manufacturer is doing that. I've owned, this might be my 23rd or 24th car now. I've never really had anything high performance. I've never owned a turbo, but I've had lots of fun cars. And yeah, Hondas are just, I don't know, they just put a smile on my face, man. VTEC makes me happy all day long. Just hearing it. It doesn't need to pull like an absolute animal to have fun. Quick off the line. Screaming like an angry chihuahua. I'm not a fan of chihuahuas as far as dogs go, but you know what I mean. They're little 4-bangers just screaming off their head. Going nowhere, screaming off their head. Super fun. Handle well around the corners. Apparently that's one of the shortcomings of the FN2R at understeers. I haven't felt that yet. This whole drive is just all highway mountain. So I'm on the downside of that mountain now, just rolling down. Yeah, this isn't the place to be testing the limits of anything. And like I said, I need it fully mechanically checked over. Some new tyres, new brakes, rebalance, and service. I think it's actually just been serviced, but we'll double check that. The red paint is prone to fading. I think that's just across the board for red paint on any cars. This will be my 4th red Honda. That is what it is. You get some of that red wax to bring the red up again. I don't know if that shit's an urban myth. Never really used it. A friend of mine used it on his Del Sol and I think it came up alright. So I'll give that a crack. And yeah, carbon bonnet in about 12 months. The bonnet's the most faded thing. But TBH, I'm just more concerned with having fun with the ride. Like the external, I don't see it when I'm sitting here in the cockpit. Yes, it's a cockpit, alright? Because I'm a cock in the pit. Banging off that limiter like a fucking Honda fanboy. Fuck your V8s and your rear wheel drive. Fuck y'all. It's nice to be in a quiet 4-cylinder. I'll lap this up while I can. Give me a day and I'll be like, this is fucking boring. Who wants a quiet 4? Not I, said the Honda fanboy. 4-banger FWD life. I already know my son's first word's gonna be, sheesh! I don't know where that evolved from. I'm too old for this shit. Age is just a number though. And speaking of numbers, did I mention 9,000 is the rev limit? K20 for life. Owned it for 60 minutes, but life. I nearly purchased a 2012 Hyundai Veloster. Hyundai. How did the Americans say it? Hyundai Veloster SR Turbo. About 2 weeks ago. I made it 30 minutes down the road before I realised it had thrown a rod and it was banging on it. Banging inside the engine. That shit was slapping. Oh man, I'm so glad I got my money back on that. That was fortunate. But just something I wanted to mention, the steering wheel on that 2012 model, so 11 years old, that was so rotten. It was just like degraded as fuck. It had a cover over it that looked like the steering wheel, so I didn't notice it first, but when I noticed and peeled it back, damn son. This on the other hand, 3 years older model, the steering wheel looks fucking new. So Hyundai can't really compare with the build quality of any single component of a Honda in my opinion. I'm actually glad that Hyundai ended up being a lemon, so I didn't make the mistake of buying a Hyundai. So sorry to all you N-Series owners. I'm sure the N-Series are lovely. We'll see in 4 years if your N-Series is still lovely though. Yeah, because in 4 years this thing's still going to be rock solid. And probably worth a bit more than it is now, as opposed to drastically depreciating in value and just being a crap car made by Hyundai. Fuck y'all. Fuck the water prescriptions. Remember the water restrictions? Remember COVID lockdowns? Remember when you could only leave your house for an hour a day to exercise? I used to go out at night with my wife. She wasn't my wife yet at that point. And we would go to the drive-thru at Macca's and get hot chocolates. And we felt like felons. Fuck the law. Fuck the water prescriptions. Please comply with the law. Or just don't get caught. Fuck the police.